All right, welcome to the first episode of the Cut to the Chase podcast. My name is Nick Pappas. I'm a board certified orthopedic surgeon in New Orleans, Louisiana, and I have my own practice. And I've been using social media to help educate people for the last several years and finally decided to start my own podcast. It's called Cut to the Chase, partly because I'm a surgeon, we do a lot of cutting, but it's also about being short and succinct, but having a lot of information still packed into an episode that's around 6 minutes or less. The idea behind this podcast is that I'm going to basically talk about ways that I, number one, optimize my own health as an orthopedic surgeon and as a board certified physician, but I'm also going to talk about some current topics in healthcare, about things like supplements that people may want to know about AI, all sorts of issues that I typically will do videos on for my social media. So if you're looking for short, sweet episodes that have a lot of information packed into a small amount of time, this is the podcast for you. All right, so we're going to start with a general health topic, something that I talk about often, resistance training. So let's go, 2 minutes on resistance training. So I mention it all the time. I really didn't appreciate the importance of maintaining muscle mass, especially as you get older. I'm 45. But as you get older, it becomes more important to maintain your muscle mass. You start to lose it, in your 30s. You lose a little bit each year, unless you really work hard to maintain it, just with the natural aging process. So keys to resistance training. Using your body weight is great for anything. Okay, you can get a good workout just by using your body weight, but if you do add weights and more resistance than just your body weight, your muscles will get larger. And these muscles can be protective of many things. One thing I didn't appreciate about muscles is that they really help regulate your glucose metabolism. So having a good amount of lean muscle mass can really help prevent things like diabetes as you get older. So that lean muscle mass is key. And they've done studies that show that lean muscle mass is an indicator of not just longevity, but can basically be protective against any major illness. So maintaining that muscle mass is key, and keys to doing that are resistance training, at least 2 to 3 times per week. If you can't do something like squats, you can certainly walk on a treadmill on a 6-degree incline. But all that stuff will help build your muscle, and that can be protective of many other issues down the road. The other thing that's key to building muscle is obviously a diet rich in proteins. So you definitely want to focus on your diet, which I'll talk more about later, and sleep. You don't actually build muscle at the gym. Your muscle builds in your sleep. So make sure you're getting at least 7 to 9 hours of sleep if you really want to maximize your muscle growth from resistance training. That's time. All right, topic number 2. We're going to talk a little bit about diet. Now, obviously, I'm not a nutritionist, but I do focus a lot on my own diet and have been for many years. I used to play sports in college and was always trying to have the best diet I could. My diet has gotten a lot better with time and with age, just because I've learned more. But of all the diets people will ask me about, I still think the Mediterranean diet, and not just because I'm Greek, I think the Mediterranean diet is the best for me and is really good for joints overall because it can help keep inflammation as low as possible in your body. And the less inflammation you have in your body, in general, the less joint pain you're going to have. Now, it's not going to fix issues like arthritis, but it might make the inflammation less, so your symptoms would be less. And so as part of the Mediterranean diet, I do eat a lot of lean meats, chicken, a lot of salmon and fish. Wild-caught salmon is the best. I try to eat leafy green vegetables like spinach. I do mix olive oil into quite a few things. And I do eat some nuts. I like walnuts. So those are kind of the foods I focus on. Another one I do like a lot is blueberries. Blueberries have the most antioxidants of any common fruit or vegetable. So if you're going to eat a berry, blueberries are great. I eat about a handful every morning. Same goes for walnuts or nuts. I usually try to eat about a handful a day. But just by making small changes in your diet to incorporate some of these foods that are a little bit more beneficial for reducing inflammation, it can make a difference in the amount of pain you feel in your joints, and it's certainly worth it, and it's worth it for your overall health. 2 minutes. That's time. All right. So that's the whole episode. Should be somewhere around 6 minutes. I try to keep it short and sweet. I will be putting out an episode about once every week. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe and follow for more.